want to give a quick word for y'all, and that is to have faith. Have faith. In a world of uncertainty, you must be certain of yourself. And Scripture tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. It is so important to have a faith that you can, instead of questioning your faith, question things in relevance to your faith. And that requires several layers. I'm doing a series of sermons on this, but in order to have faith, we must have belief. Belief defines itself. For instance, if you believe in something, you believe in something. If you trust someone, you trust someone. It is illustrated by action, illustrated by a verb, by your response. And life is definitely going to test your faith. It's going to test your belief. It's going to test your trust. That's why you can't be unstable. A double-minded individual is unstable in all ways. So you have to be certain of what you believe. And that's why you have to have, I say all the time, overstanding and not an understanding, because the world wants to confuse you. They want to deceive you. And that's the game that the opposition plays mentally, is deception. So you have to discern and not be deceived. That requires you understanding what's inside. That requires you understanding the internal. Because when you keep your eyes on the internal, and you understand that's the most important thing, the external does not bother you, because you're anchored in that storm. And believe me, we're going to go through some storms. The storm is continual, but no matter how hard the wind blows, no matter how much it rains, you can be that calm in the center of every single storm that you go through. And within our faith, we must be bold. We must forgive ourselves. We must forgive others. We must have respect for ourselves and respect for others. See, faith benefits everybody in the picture, because when I'm operating with faith, faith is based on the love for something bigger than me, the bigger picture, the love of God, the love of myself. So it benefits everybody when I exercise my faith. We think of faith as religion, and see, that's the problem. A lot of people sitting up in church with religion. You don't need religion. You need spirituality. You need salvation. You need faith to get you through this storm. Religion has caused a lot of downfalls and a lot of hurt. But faith in and through Jesus has changed countless lives. So it's so important to understand what's in here. That way what's out there doesn't confuse you. And you have to think for yourself, but you have to first let the bigger picture, let God illustrate to you what he needs you to see. See, people don't think for themselves and they're so confused. People don't read the full story and things and they're misled. Well, if I'm led by my faith, then I'm not going to be misled, because I'm not led by an external stimuli. I'm led by what I'm supposed to be led by. So you have to forgive yourself, forgive others, respect yourself, respect others, understand the need for authority, understand the need to go in a certain direction. You have to be grateful. You have to be thankful. You got to understand what you need. It's like an old joke, and it might be corny to a lot of y'all, but it's like the skeleton that went in for something to drink, and the person said, you don't need something to drink, you need a mop, because every time you take a drink, you're spilling all over the place. In this old world, we start to spill all over the place when we get chaotic, when we get doubtful, when we get messy, when we let others that don't have the same peace in our life, that don't have the same faith, come and steal our faith and steal our joy. That's why you got to hold on to it. You can't let go. God did not let go. When he created this world and hung the stars and counted the number of hairs on your head and made you, he had a plan. You are chosen and selected. Being chosen, that's more validated than being selected for a team, than being selected by the world. You are chosen in the infinite plan of his story, of what's going to go on. So there's two paths. There's the path if you accept what you're calling, or the path that if you don't accept your calling. But when you do accept and you walk by faith, everything comes into play, and life gets better, and you start seeing all these things manifested that you were meant for. Don't let the world get you down. You were meant for greatness, because you were created by God's greatness. Christ gave his life for you, and Yes, we need our grace, we need mercy. We are sinners, but he still gave his life for us. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up. But if you have faith, you'll understand the importance of believing in your calling, believing in yourself, not getting weak. And when you do feel like your strength is lacking, you can ask for help. You can ask for strength. You can ask, look, I just need a little more. And you have to believe what you can't see before you can believe what you do see. Think about that. Christ said it. He said, you got to believe. You don't even believe what, he was right there with them. And they were still doubtful. They had the word in the flesh right there with them. They still doubted. Still didn't believe. So imagine how hard it is for us. We get tested. Every day the world's going to test you. Trials come. But those trials come and go. God doesn't. So we have to hold on to our faith. But don't let the world deceive you. Don't question what you know is real. Again, a lie is a lie. It doesn't matter if everyone believes it. And the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter if no one believes it. And an honest enemy is better than a dishonest friend. So remember these things. Remember what is definite in your life, and that is your faith. God's with you every step of the way. He never leaves you, never forsakes you. And his love never decreases. So when all these other things in the outside world deceive you and try to put you in that pit, I use Joseph as a great example. Joseph, look at the guy, but he was sold into slavery by his brothers. But he didn't hate them. And he never blamed God. Then in the midst of a famine, who did his brothers come to buy grain from? Joseph. Sometimes God fixes that situation. And when people wrong you, when people don't treat you right, and his brothers put him in a pit, we all have people that want to see us fall in that pit. People love to see negativity. They love to see you fall. They would rather spread bad news than good news. But guess what? When you have faith and you know you're chosen, you're walking above a calling. You're walking in that calling, and you have a hedge around you. And God will fix things so that when those people that wanted to see you downfall, a lot of times in the irony and the way things work out in life, they have to come to you just to illustrate God's protection on your life. So keep walking by faith, keep living by faith. If you believe something, you believe. So keep believing in God, keep believing in your faith, and it will work out. God bless you.